Hello and welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Um, just if you're joining us, welcome, and I'm glad to have you on board. Please, we're gonna give it from 4 or 5 minutes. We're gonna be playing this song. This song, I want you to listen to it. It's a song I wrote. It's called "How Long Gonna I Go to Suffer." The song really touches on a lot of key areas. Please do endeavor to share this broadcast and help us reach more people. There's a lot to talk about, but I wanted us to really look at things from this point of view. So we're gonna play this song for about 4 or 5 minutes. Facebook has been giving us a lot of problems. I don't know what it is at the minute, so I have left it out. So what I will be doing is I'll be doing my broadcast anytime I'm about to go live. I will put it on Facebook, particularly on Citizen AY. Also, don't forget to go and subscribe to our backup channel. It is also on there as well. Just type backup channel, Citizen AY backup channel. It will come up. I might show you later on, so you can help us do this as well. But I want to thank you all. Please, as you're watching, subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Hit notification button and of course give us a thumbs up. Here's the song. How long?
Citizen AY. My people,
Yeah, tell your friend, please subscribe. Share it with family and friends. Go ahead. Would like you to share that with family and friends as you're watching.
How long?
Go ahead and share it with family and friends as you're watching. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please join, share, like, comment, share with family and friends. Let's get in the discussion. Thank you very much.
How long gonna go this suffer? My people, we don't tire.
Inside Nigeria, na slave camp we dey oh. Na so my people we don't tire for the country where them they call Nigeria. Na slave camp oh. Na so, I be alive.
Stand up for our rights, oh.
Stand up for our rights oh.
The time done now.
Where we suppose stand up oh, for our rights oh, for self-determination. How long? How long? How long?
How long gonna go this suffer? How long?
Please share.
How long gonna go this suffer?
How long? How long?
How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long go?
How long?
How long? How long gonna go this suffer?
Abdul Salam na fake man. Now he put that yeah constitution for your head yo.
Abdul Salam na fake man.
Na military man come tell una say una get constitution.
No be lie.
Na lie yo.
Na fake.
Please share. Help us with more people. We appreciate your support.
Yeah, constitution.
Yes.
Na him they take claim.
Close to na eye yo.
Make una wake up. Make una
Wake up oh. How long?
How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long?
How long?
How long?
Please share.
Gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer? How long? How long? How long gonna go this suffer?
My people are gonna make una know say oh.
Self-determination,
oh, na your right oh.
my people, I won't make una know self-determination, na your
Right yo. You must fight for your rights.
You must stand for your right. You must get up, stand up. You must
Tell your people for your village, for your town, for your city, any inside country where you dey oh. Atiku, èmi ló kàn. Peter Obi no be the solution.
No the solution, now it be the solution.
Yes, so. Make una wake up.
Wake up,
Make una wake up.
wake up.
Time done now.
Bagang,
You
bagang.
be Yoruba man. You be Biafran. I want make una know say self-determination na your right you.
How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer? How long? How long? How long? How long una go dey suffer?
Yoruba land na your land yo. Middle belt na your land yo. Hausa land na your land yo. Biafra land na your land yo. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. No be Nigeria. Ra 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 ra. Oh. Welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I do hope I find you well. We wish you a happy new week. It's Monday. Let me just check the date. This 5th of June. Monday, the 5th of June, and you're watching Citizen AY live. Thank you and welcome on board. Please do take the time to share this broadcast. We really do need your support in growing the platform. As I stated on Facebook, Facebook have been really playing a lot of games with our platform to such an extent that we no longer feel that that's a place for us to be doing our broadcast on a consistent basis. I've noticed that when I do a live broadcast or try and go for a live broadcast on Facebook, for one reason or the other, something seems to happen. I'm not able to get into the broadcast, or it's just jerky. It's sort of all over the place. It's really not functioning. So we've decided to just cut our losses and run. Yes, we will stream when it stabilizes, if it chooses. What is worse is with Facebook, they have actually stabled our. They've actually they've literally taken away. They've literally taken away our our ability to be able to notify you when we come live. So what we would like you to do is go ahead to Citizen AY. And what do you think of the cup? I've had it for some time. I've not used it, but it's a Citizen AY cup. Do let me know if you want to merchandise. My nice cup of tea there. So it goes with the broadcast. So what we are trying to do is really talk about the issues of the day, the matters that really matters most to people. And then you could see in the broadcast. So just give me 1 minute here. Just want to check that everything that I'm trying to do here is working fine. So we're trying to get onto one of the platforms here and put a notification on. And sometimes it can be a little bit fiddly, but that's fine. We will get it done. So so the topic you see on the screen is what we're going to go into at length and discuss. And try to really get one or two get some headway in the discussions. Many of us, I know people would have been seeing it and going, oh, what's going on with Citizen AY and all of that stuff, and I've had one or two comments. People are questioning me, oh, so are you not for Yoruba Nation anymore? Nothing of the sort. I am for Yoruba Nation 100%. But what I'm talking about is to make sure, how do we achieve that in the current situation that we're in? And we're going to go into detail and talk about things from the point of view of who is on ground, recognizing the realities that we face. So 1 second, please. If someone make sure we share it to key platforms and join. And I also will encourage you to join the discussion as well. And you can call in. I will give the number as we speak, as we go along. So 1 second now. Okay, so Like I said, don't forget, you need to, please, I'd ask you as you're coming in, subscribe to Citizen AY, hit the notification button, and of course, give us the thumbs up. So we're gonna go into that in short in a little while. So hopefully that should happen, so we can have that going. So please, once again, we welcome you on board. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Now, the topic is what you see on the screen. How can our long-term goal for Yoruba nation be of importance to Yoruba people in the face of fuel subsidy fiasco in Nigeria right now? And the reason why I'm saying that, the cost of food, travel, and petrol, without petrol, nothing can move. Without petrol, you can't go out of your home. You can't do anything. Let me show you a picture. Let me show you a picture of what I mean. That's why this is very important when we're talking about this, that people actually get a grasp. And by the way, the song is on my channel. The song, How Long Will I Go Suffer, is on my channel. You can copy it. Of course, you can download it on iTunes as well to support us. If you want to support me, that song is on iTunes. It's on Spotify. If you download it, it helps us. It supports us in reaching more people. And we really do want you to help us in that way. So let me just get that the thing out. 1 second, please. Give me... Oh, sugar. I'm going to have to switch account. So here we are. So... And of course, so and that's the backup channel you just saw just there. That's the backup channel. So this is what I want to show you. I want to show you something, and I just want you to see what is going on. So you can see what is going on. That's 2 months ago. We're looking at. I want to find a current one. Sorry about that. I want to find a much more current one. That's 2 months ago, but that's not what we're looking at. What we're looking at is this one here. So go to community channel. Please subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We'll come and talk about emotion later on. This is what I want you to do. This picture here. These are people, they cannot buy petrol. Petrol is so expensive that people are living. I've been told that people are not even using their generators at home now. I've been told that it is so bad that people are not even using their generators at home. That is how bad this has gone. That is how bad this has become. So when we talk about these things, we're not just saying it out of, I'm just trying to just create, what can we do? How can we make things more difficult for them and all of that? And how can we, laugh in the face of what they're going through? This is not about trying to laugh about, what people are suffering. We are here to give you information and to keep you informed about the steps that we need to take collectively. So please do share the broadcast. What we are trying to talk about here is very important. I'm going to try and see if I can do broadcasts like this at least twice a week on Citizen AY initially, and we'll see how it goes, because this is a new thing that we're trying to do now to try and get people on board to try and join us. So if you're watching us for the first time live, please subscribe. Subscribe to us, hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up. You can see that we're sharing it as far as we can to try and make sure that this topic is something that a lot of people can key into. So we're going to share it on other platforms as well. And please, I'd love you to really do the same thing. Because what we're trying to do now is really to broaden and widen the scope of discussion. Because many of us, keep in mind, I am well aware of how things are right now. And a lot of people are saying different things, and they're sort of making different insinuations when you don't do a particular thing in a way they expect you to do it. For example, for me, I'm perfectly comfortable in saying, that, I believe in Yoruba nation. And I want us to work towards that. But I'm also realistic to know that right now, Yoruba nation is not going to come into reality in the next 4 to 8 years. It is very likely that it isn't. That doesn't mean that we should give up on it. No, it doesn't. 1 second. That doesn't mean we should give up on it. It just simply means that we are being realistic about where we're going. And that is what I really want us all to really key in on and be aware. As long as you're aware of where things are going, then you can have a meaningful dialogue. And that is what I'm really hoping to put forward here. So you can see people there on the picture. They are literally walking around trying to, get something. Just trying to literally walking around on the streets, because they cannot afford the cost of the petrol. Right now, I believe the cost of the petrol in areas is 500 and something, 500 and something, I don't know. It could be as much as 500 and something naira. In some cases, we are hearing it could be even between up to as much as 800 naira in some cases. We don't know the whole ins and outs of it, but that's what's happening on ground. And what is worse is that we need to be very aware that we are subsidizing. Our funds was used to pay. I'm going to get you a video. I want you to listen to what Femi Falana said. I hope the video will not. Femi Falana talked about the fact that the Dangote refinery is the what we funded it. We funded that. He only paid 800,000 naira and $800,000 dollars, but I think about 2 billion or something, 2 point something billion was paid for by we the people for what is called Dangote refinery, and it isn't. And so these are realities. The fact that we haven't got working refineries is impacting the lives of our people. And that's what I wanted to talk about in this broadcast. So feel free to leave some comments as you're watching us. Help us reach more people, because what we're trying to do here is really to try and, change the dynamics and how we look at things going forward. The political map has changed right before our eyes. And I don't think many of us have actually taken cognizant of that fact. The political, what do I mean by the political map? Before the struggle took up, before the struggle really started, during the struggle, what we were doing before at one point was we were really focused on one thing. We knew what was coming, and that is that we knew that the struggle was to try and get our place and to try and get a Yoruba nation, come what may, in the face of the blatant oppression by those in power. And generally, many of us generally accept that those in power, of course, refers to the Fulanis who have been in control. And, and at one point, the situation was that Yorubas and Igbos are still working together to achieve self-determination for our groups. Yoruba Nation, Biafra, Middle Belt, we're trying to do that. But before the elections, something happened. Tinubu now suddenly became very prominent in the elections. Well, we'd known it. He was, put forward. It was a Muslim ticket. That's number one for APC. And all of the music and everything else was initially, many of us were thinking it's Atiku. But what we now found out is that it's not Atiku. Whether you agree or disagree with how the election went, the fact of the matter is now that we now have a Yoruba man as the president of Nigeria. Now that changes how we look at things. It changes, certainly for Yoruba Nation movement, it changes how our perception of how things are working. It changes our perception, and many of us have not really understood that. So what we are trying to do is to really raise the awareness now in our communities. You're looking at the result of this plan here. Let me go back here. Let me show you. Now you can see. Look at Buhari. Now when Buhari left, he said here, Mr. Successor, you must tread carefully, or I will be hearing your screams from Daura. Now we may laugh at that. We may go, it's funny. Hey, this guy don't finish us, so it's a joke. You may laugh, but this is not a laughing matter at all. So, what? Sorry, I'm going to just check something here. What's going on here? So, I'm trying to make sure that people really understand what is going on here. That we have to be very, very clear that Yoruba nation, many of us in this struggle, I think one of the things we have to be very honest with ourselves. We have not really dealt with the fact that a Yoruba man now is now the head of the nation we call Nigeria. And that changes how we perceive ourselves. Because now, in Yoruba nation, I'm being brutally honest now, in Yoruba nation, we will, whoever we call our leader now, in this case, is going to be Professor Banji Akintoye. He will have to negotiate or dialogue with a Yoruba man as the president of Nigeria. Now, so a Yoruba man is in power as a president. And there are some instances where it has been looked at that is one of the things that it was, like I said, one of the political things that happened was that name, that Yoruba Nation movement was somewhat used as a political tool in many respects to ensure that the power did come to the South in a political sense. You remember the video where Tinubu was sort of saying, Buhari came in, I got Buhari into he lost 3 times, I've gotten him this time, and now it's my turn, and that kind of thing. So there is, and in there, I think he said something about, if I go and I try and compete and they say no, then I will go home. So there are certain inferences that you can take from that discussion there. You can take it or leave it, but that is there was some certain inference within that is a certain undertone that led many to believe and know that if he hadn't gone his way, we could possibly have a very formidable support in the in the struggle. We could certainly have a very formidable support in the struggle. Please, as you're watching, do go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us reach more people. We really appreciate you. What we're trying to do is we like to have meaningful discussions on this platform. We're not here to just say tittle-tattle. What we do is to really come and have meaningful discussions that will engage our cerebral thinking, and hopefully we can take a medium to long-term view of how things are and what we really want to achieve. So that is really what this is about. So now going into the specifics of the discussion now. Like I said, the background was like now up until the election, we weren't sure. We were thinking Atiku was going to come in. It's not the case. Now, what that has done by having a Yoruba man in, it has split the unity between Yorubas and Biafrans right now. Don't forget there was the undertone of what happened in Lagos and Badebo and all of that stuff. And then there were other underlying issues that came out that, okay, the Yorubas and Igbos, the Yorubas and Hausas have worked together to the detriment of the Igbos in certain at certain level. And these are the undertones that we haven't really looked at. And we have to be very, very objective ourselves. That those who were in power now, they've played that game again. They've simply played the game. They knew that if had it been that Atiku was in, if Atiku had won and stayed in, what that would mean was that it would embolden Yoruba nation to go forward, and it would make sure that Biafrans and Yorubas worked even closer together to achieve their self-determination. By putting a Yoruba man in there, it split our vote, it split our unity, and it weakened our clamor for self-determination. And that has caused a lot of undertones. And of course now, the issue of Peter Obi is being used as another wedge. It's another wedge now. It's an unspoken thing. What is happening is that a lot of people who are Biafrans are supporting Peter Obi. Don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean they're supporting Nigeria. It doesn't mean they're supporting Nigeria, but they're supporting their own man. And they see those who support Tinubu as people who are supporting the wrong. whether we agree with how the election was run, the beavers or not, and whatever, that process was not a process that any of us can say is clean and honest and whatever. And I say that for all of the sides. I find it difficult to believe that in Nigeria, in the current system of governance we have, that you can have any reliable elections because of the foundation. Many of the people who are running this election, who are in these elections, they've all been part of PDP or APC. So they are, by definition, their actions alone in how this nation got to where it is speaks volumes. So when they now try and come to tell you and say that one person is holier than the other person, you really have to look at it dispassionately and understand that it's about a game of whoever can get himself his nose out in front the best wins this game. And I don't have, as of yet, I have no reason to doubt that Tinubu will not continue to be the elected president of Nigeria. I just don't see it. There are because of everything that's gone on. Yes, in terms of the morality of it and how it's going to be presented, the court case now that Peter Obi and Atiku is taking. I think Atiku is just doing it as a more like as an exercise. I think Peter Obi is more committed to this, and the cases and everything that they're going to put forward. We have to really look at it and be very, very pragmatic. The party who was in power before the election is the party who is in power after the election. So when you think about it from that point of view, it is very unlikely that they will do a court case, and they have they've sewn up the judiciary. They are in control of the legislature, and of course they are the executive. So of course, this will mean all of that. I'm not trying to put off Peter Obi supporters. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to put off anybody. I'm just saying what I see. So the likelihood of Peter Obi winning these elections, I don't see it. I agree with the feeling, because the beavers and what INEC promised us has never materialized, and now they're saying, well, we don't need beavers. We don't need the figures that we make that are written. We can override it, because it seems as though INEC has made the final judge. There is nobody overseeing INEC. The courts cannot instruct the INEC to ignore its own rules. It's almost as though INEC has got special rules that the courts cannot penetrate. And you can see it in how they are adjourning the cases. They are changing this, they are changing that, and I doubt you will ever see Mahmoud Yakubu in jail. I doubt you will ever see it. That's the reality. These are things that we need to look at. Please, ladies and gentlemen, of course, you're watching Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. When you can, help us share the broadcast, help us reach more people. We need to grow the platform. So let me just put this up here. So if you're watching this, or you're watching Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me just see if it works. Yeah. So subscribe to Citizen Network on YouTube. Hit notification button, and of course, give us the thumbs up. We really do appreciate that. Help us subscribe and help us grow the platform. We'll be doing that on the platforms as we go through. Because what we need to do is, we'll still be using Facebook, but if Facebook is being difficult, we are not going to be allowing that to support. We're not going to let that stop us. Instead, we're going to go forward. So here's what you can do to help us. We need your support. Like I said, on Facebook, we have over 100,000 followers. I kid you not. Over 119,000 followers. And Facebook has switched off the notification for all of them. So when we come live on Facebook, we only get maybe 10 people, 15 people of all of the 119,000 people and about 54,000 followers. So that is why we are not going to be putting too much effort in doing anything on Facebook. We'll just be using it to make announcements, and we would like you to help us share it. That's the best way you can help grow this platform. The platform where we speak truth to power. Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We really will need your help and support in this one. So let's continue. And those of you who are watching us, I thank you and I greet you. And like I said, if you can share it to people, bring more people in, let them have a discussion. We will give the number shortly where we can call in if you do want to indicate you wish to call in. But please, if you're watching me, give us thumbs up. Go to the platform and give us thumbs up. Let us have the thumbs up on it so that way it grows and more people. The more you give us a thumbs up, the more it will reach more people. So we really need your support, and we're going to be doing this on a consistent basis. I'm hoping that we might even make this date a more certain day. Mondays and Wednesdays, we'll probably do something like this in the morning between 12:30 and 2, something thereabout, and then we'll build from there and see how things go. So now, let me just sip my tea, and of course, what do you think of my cup of tea? Citizen AY, there you go. Yeah, I've had that for some time, but I've just... Do leave a comment. Let's hear from you. We appreciate you. So those of you who are watching, please help us grow the platform. Leave comments. We really appreciate your support, and give us thumbs up as you are watching. So thanks for those of you who are sharing it. We need your continued support. So now going back to what we're saying. So that's all the undertones now. Now let's go and now look at the issue of Yoruba Nation and how our long-term goal can be of importance to Yoruba people in the face of fuel subsidy. I don't know. I don't have a clear answer. I can only surmise what I think, and that's where you come in, and that's where we all come in. Now, it is difficult in the face of what I just showed you moments before. Let me go back again to the community. I think, is that it? Yeah. In the face of what I just showed you, when people are hungry, it is often difficult. It's often difficult to how can I put it? For them to be able to focus on your message. It's very difficult. And that is the point where we are right now in Yoruba Nation. So that is to say, many of us will be talking about, yes, Yoruba Nation, there's movement, there's everything else, but there is no real traction because, number one, we lack the funds that we need to be able to positively impact people on ground. We lack it. I've said it before. To date, Yoruba Nation, we've not raised a billion naira. We've not raised a billion naira. Whereas monthly allocation that comes to all of the local government areas, state and local government areas, they are literally in billions and trillions of naira on a month-by-month basis. Case in point, December 2022, Alimosho local government area received 1 trillion naira. 1 trillion naira. That's something equivalent to between $16 and $17 million. And so when we are talking about Yoruba Nation, we need to be very, very clear we have to redefine what we're trying to do. I think we've got to be very, very clear and say, yes, we want Yoruba Nation. That's our ultimate goal. But in the short term, I think we need to start putting in things that are going to really motivate our people. That 1 trillion naira that went to Alimosho local government area. Let me see if I can find that out for you. I'm going to show you if I can find it. I'm just going to show you because I've done the download and I'm just going to go into it. Let me just show you. Because I don't believe in just talking anymore. I want us to really, and I'll continue to show this. So this is the December 2022. So local government details. Yeah, you will see me go in there now briefly. So I'm going to go into local government details and I want to show you Alimosho. This is in Eko. I hate calling it Lagos because it's Eko. I always call it as Eko. And why should we call it something else? So now, I'm going to show you Alimosho local government area. Now let's go in here. So I make that smaller. And this is why I'm saying we need to rethink what we're doing. Just saying Yoruba Nation alone is no longer going to cut it because our people need to eat. The cost of food prices right now is crazy. People are saying they cannot afford to eat. They cannot even afford to buy petrol to put in their generator. And you've already seen people are walking around on the streets. I'll see if I can play 1 or 2 videos to see how people are at the petrol station really upset at how the fact that the subsidy that they said they ended, it should have ended July 31st. So the marketers, the people selling this oil, they should have been instructed by NNPC, led by Melekiari, that under no circumstances are you to increase the prices until after June 31st, June 30th, because that's what was agreed. But as you see now, when Tinubu said, subsidy is gone, suddenly you suddenly saw the marketers just went in, and there's no regulation. The job of the NNPC, because they failed to actually, the government and NNPC failed to actually provide functioning refineries for us, for the citizens. The fact that they failed that has meant that they should have stepped in. They should have stepped in and said, right, okay, no, you are not allowed to increase the price. And there will be fines, stiff fines for anybody raising the price. Because the amount, what you have now, up until June 30th, we have paid subsidies to you guys. If you increase the price, we will fine you. We will shut you down. We will, and they take that action. But of course, the government forged it. They didn't do anything like that. And of course, Tinubu's hands were tied. And that is why that picture is there. You saw, and this is why this is important to have that discussion. It says here, please subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, and also subscribe to our backup channel. We want to try and grow the platform and do as much as we can to raise the level of awareness about the need for us to go for self-determination. 1 second, I'm going to change my cap, as I forgot to do that earlier on. So let me just do that so that you know that I'm still for my Yoruba nation. I've got it there. That is my Yoruba nation there. You can see that. So I'm going for, I want to be very clear. That is my goal. That is my goal, and I'm not going to relent on that. But I'm also prepared to be pragmatic and look at what is on ground. The reality on ground is what we need to really reflect. If we don't do that, then we're going to be doing a disservice to our people. And that is what we're trying to really address at this point. Now, you've had, this morning I had some news, shocking news, which I'm going to go through with you, about also that there were some Indians. Mark Wheeler had a report. Some Indians who are fraudsters, they are involved in our oil business as well, taking away billions. And Malam Abdullahi Malami, the Chief Justice of the Federation, is involved with these people, but it's not being picked up. So we need to, these are realities that we face. In the face of the people not being able to afford to buy food because of the cost of transporting the food. The cost of transporting the food has gone up, which means that now that anybody, when you buy anything, they will factor in the traveling cost for the food into your food. So the price of the food has gone up. The price of the petrol has gone up. The price of you trying to now use generator, go and buy petrol to put, it's gone up. Your journey, going from one, even the people who are using petrol to fuel their business of keke napep and everything else, they cannot do it because people can't afford the money. So these are the realities that Yoruba people are facing. What are we as Yoruba Nation movement? What steps are we taking to alleviate that? Or what steps can we take to alleviate their concerns? As I said, 29th of May, Tinubu announced, and I've written it down here, oil subsidy removed. But that did not mean that the subsidy had been removed immediately. That subsidy had been paid up until June 30th. But the marketers did a fast one. They went in and they and they started increasing the prices. So let me show you some videos hang on, before I go, I was going to show you this. Sorry, I was talking about Alimo's show. So I want to show you something. We cannot help our people. However much money we donate as people from abroad. Let me show you just one local government area alone as Alimo's show. So we're going to go there now. Let's go to Alimo's show. And that's why I encourage us to know these kind of things. And that's why I'm trying to engage our minds so that we can really begin to wake up and question those in government. And we will need to do that whether we're even more so when we go to Yoruba Nation. But what we're saying is it's very, very important we understand that from here on, there are things we need to do. So look at this now. You can see on the screen there. I don't know if you can see above me on here. I'm going to just go there. It's 1034,434,57.19. That amount is for December 2022. That is 1 trillion naira. 1 trillion naira paid to just one local government area in Lagos. Just one. Now, they are not all like that, but I'm giving you examples. So let's go to Ajerumi Ifelodun. 776 billion naira. Keep in mind, those of us in Yoruba Nation, in our totality, we've not raised 1 billion naira. But here we have on a monthly basis, these people are getting in the local government area 1 trillion naira. What we need to do is to encourage our people to begin to hold those they elect into office to account. We have to walk them through that process. That is the central thing we need to do. Let me show you how the prices are biting. So we're going to show you, let me go into Macbilla thing first. I'll see if I can find that for you. So we'll keep that there. I'm going to just go and show you the Macbilla one because it's important to understand the context. The context of everything is very, very important in all of this. Let's hear what he has to say here. Incidentally, by the way, since we're talking about industriality, I wanted to show you this one of this young man here. A bit of good news. This young man is from Shagamu. Sorry about that. Move that away. I didn't want that to happen. It's not what I wanted to do at all. So let me just go and do that. Sorry about that. Give me a minute. Just give me a second. Just want to prep everything because it's not nice when it does that. I wasn't planning for that to happen at all. And I'm not at all happy that happened like that. But let me just get this right. So I want to get this right here. Then we'll do this. Let me just go and show you. This young man here is somebody that we need to really support. I really do firmly believe that. This is a guy who built this truck he built it himself. He built this truck. And it is something that we need to be proud of as Yoruba people. We know about Inoso cars and things, but we can have that in the South as well, Southwest. So let's listen to this young man here. Watch this. That's his a car he designed himself. And I want to talk about that because we need to talk about positives in the middle of all of this. A bit of hope in between what we're doing. But that hope has to be predicated on us taking collective action to hold our governors to account. So here we go. Watch this. So watch. See, they're calling him. It's made in Shagam. Wow. You see? Wow. Homemade. Talent you want in Nigeria. See? It's using a power bike engine. Engine power bike. You see? Okay, okay, I'm actually tattoo for you. All right. Wow. So the reason I'm showing you that, and I wanted you to really understand that, the reason I'm showing you that is to see that there are people who are industrious, but our governance is not helping them because they are far too reliant on that easy free money that they've been looting from all of us collectively. So please, we need to really, push and support, talents like this. And I would hope that Tinubu is watching this and they can actually set up, help this guy to actually grow his business, help him to build this, because that is the talent for him to be using that and now, trying to use it to make for applying his trade is ingenuity that should be applauded. So I applaud this very, very, very much. Please do share. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth power. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Hit notification button. Give us the thumbs up. We really need that support to grow the platform. Facebook have really messed things up. And I'm intent on actually I'll just do without Facebook, or just let it do whatever it wants to do. Because every time if I were to be sharing Facebook now, the Facebook will start interfering with the broadcast. It will start checking, it will start slowing, it will start doing all manner of things just to frustrate. And of course, people, the numbers never goes above 10 or 15 people watching, which is really pointless. So this guy here is a great example of the ingenuity of the people of Yorubas. This is his own car that he's using for his own business. Let's play it again one more time just to show you how ingenious this is. And I was actually quite impressed about it, and I thought it was something that we should share. So let me play that again.
Kò sí nǹkan téèyàn lè rí ní Ṣàgámù. Kò sí nǹkan téèyàn lè rí ní Ṣàgámù. Kò sí nǹkan téèyàn lè rí ní Ṣàgámù. Wàláì Ṣàgámù made lélẹ̀. Ṣàgámù made lélẹ̀ sef. Kò sí nǹkan téèyàn lè rí ní Ṣàgámù.
They are questioning him. Okay. So he built it himself. They asked him, "Did you build yourself?" He said, "I built it myself."
Wow.
See?
Kò sí talent wà ní Nàìjíríà ó pọ̀.
See that?
Ṣé ẹ́ńjì mọ́tò ló lò? Ẹ́ńjì power bike.
It uses a power back engine, not a motor engine, power back engine.
Okay, kí lorúkọ tẹ fẹ́lẹ̀ báyìí? Kí lorúkọ tẹ fún? Kí fún lorúkọ? Okay, a máa ṣe tattoo fún yín. Ṣé ń gbọ́? All right.
So they're going to go. Apparently, we'll watch this space. When the interview comes, we'll watch it and we'll like to. And if you know him, do get in touch. Send me an email or something or number so we can get in touch with this young man and actually promote him as well. Because we'd like to. These are the kind of things that we'd like to get involved in to really promote and support. So going forward. So that's one good news. Now let's go and look at a more not so good news. In not so good news, let us go and look at this one, and we'll come back and look at things a bit more. Let me go and look at videos. I want to just show you, not that one, sorry. We do not want that one today. No, what we want to look at is this one. I'm going to just show you the video. Sorry about that. Give me a minute. So I'm just going through. This is what I've been doing. I want you to listen to this one by Mark Wheeler. Then we'll look at the petrol. In fact, before we do that, let's look at the petrol lady here. Let's listen to our story here. Listen to this now. Skip ad. Sorry about that. I don't know why it's doing that, but anyway. So now let's listen to the story now of this lady. So you'll hear that now. Whether or not whoever you vote for or not, I think it can be. There's no doubt now that successive governments. So I'm trying to get that to you. Hopefully, it will play.
Fuel stations in Benin.
Watch this now.
Many of the fuel stations selling within the city are selling at above the approved pump price of 189 naira per litre.
You see that?
The Nigerian midstream and downstream
Please subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we
Authority
speak to the power.
has assured
Subscribe,
Nigerians
hit
of
notification
adequate
button, and of course,
supply
give us a thumbs up.
petroleum
Please share.
product,
Look at that.
warning against panic buying by citizens.
502 naira.
You see?
We are suffering today because we have refused to help ourselves.
You see?
The announcement that was made yesterday was supposed to take effect, if at all, from July 1st. So we are just opportunists who have decided to take over whatever was said. And this is very sad. And that is why this country is what it is today.
It's bad. It's bad.
You see?
It's people that want the government to be saying government is not good, though. Government is not good. They are the people. Well, they never buy for a new price. Though. It's the same food price. They never increase them. They want them buy that. They want to sell higher price.
Mr. President may have announced that subsidy is gone, but not for people who already have products to be selling for us less than 24 hours, 502. That is inhumanity to human.
What he said is very true. The president said it will be on the 1st of July. But why is it that NNPC has refused to ensure that those prices were held at the current prices at no increases? So there you have it. That's me just having a comments behind. I did this earlier on. And I wanted you to just listen to those things and understand that that's with the concern that people are faced. Just in all parts, in the southern part of Nigeria, in the north, that is what we face. So when we come and we say Yoruba nation now, how will our Yoruba nation, how will it help them with the problem they are facing right now? That's the question I hope. Do leave a comment. Let's hear you, please. Let's hear from you. We would really appreciate your comments. How will yes, you go for Yoruba nation now. And I still support Yoruba nation, believe it or not. I believe in Yoruba nation 100%. But look at this. My successor, you must tread carefully, or I will be hearing your screams from Daura. I kid you not. People ask, but Tinubu now is facing it. So the long-term goal is Yoruba nation. Yes, it is. But right now, the people who are suffering are people in the southwest who are suffering from this petrol. Like I said, the cost of food, travel, and petrol is totally out of control. Because the price of the petrol has gone up now. People are finding it difficult to eat. Many of us are getting calls, or whatever you send, it's finished. Because the cost of the petrol has hoovered up any of the money that they may be able to use to survive. And that is not good governance. That is not helping the people. And that's why we do come and endeavor to talk about programs like this to raise the level of awareness. Please do share this podcast. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me remind you, a quick reminder, subscribe, hit notification button, and of course, give us the thumbs up. The more you do that, the more we can reach more people. Let me just try, so then we'll try again. So these are things that I really think that we must understand, that we have to get engaged in this process. We have to be very, very aware of what is being done. This is all plans designed to really frustrate and make people spend their money, and that's needlessly and be starving. And those who are benefiting from these funds, they are paid by the government with our money. They've privatized NNPC now. They say it's for shareholders. We the citizens should be the shareholders of every operation going, be it oil, be it gas, be it. We should be the main shareholders, so that the benefit comes to all of us collectively. But as you can see, they're saying, we can't do it. Melekari said something. I might play that later on. But I wanted to just show you that picture of the problems we face in the fuel station, and the prices. Now, one thing, let me. This is market forces. So let me go back again and get you one more. I want you to show you. I'm going to show you this one now by Mark Billa, because I think this is very important. Let me mute that again. I don't want that happening again. So here is what I want you to listen. Listen to Mark Billa here. Then we'll
Island hopping. That's like
okay.
Data and
okay, so now I'm going to take that away because it's annoying when they're doing that. I don't really like that because it's not what I want to do. I'm just going to show you the bit that's relevant here. So let's go and show you what I mean now. So we're going to do that now, not that one. One second, please. Yeah, that's why I was being careful about this. I didn't want to get involved in that. What I'm trying to do is, we'll show you in a minute. Just give me a minute. It should be there. Okay, now we're going to go in there now. This is Mark Billa. You will all remember how he was confronting Ahmed Wasi. Ahmed Wasi would not let him table a motion on behalf of the chief people on the House of Reps floor. So this is Mark Billa. Listen to what he has to say here. Listen.
Now, there is information at our disposal, corroborated by the Indian High Commission, that certain individuals in this country, and again, the office of the Attorney General, not Alaji Malami, was said
you see,
to have prevented
not Alaji
the
Malami,
Indian government
Abdullahi
from
Malami.
the extradition
You see,
of some individuals who have been given very, in the words of Nigerians, juicy oil and gas contracts in Nigeria. The owners of the Sterling Group, Nitin Sandesara, Chetan Kumar Sandesara, his wife and brother. The Indian High Commission, we have a copy of the letter from them here, have confirmed that these individuals are fugitives from their country. Because of the
please
fact that
hit notification button, give us a thumbs up, help us share this broadcast to reach more people.
Billions of dollars.
You're watching Citizen Network, the platform where we speak to
They
power.
are taking refuge in Nigeria. But when that request was made to the Nigerian authorities, we always were concerned that the Attorney General said this was politically motivated. So you refused to honor that expedition request, even though we have treaties with them and even though there are United Nations conventions in this regard. And what informs the concern for us as well is the fact that we are also aware this same company...
Please share this broadcast. Help us with more people. We appreciate you. Please do share, share, and share. You're watching Citizen Network, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you.
Some other oil and gas contracts, drilling wells in, like I said, in Kwale and other places. So we do not understand how the Nigerian government will be shielding these individuals and allowing them to do business. We can also avail you a copy of this for correspondence, where they have very clearly advised that it was the Indian government's desire for these individuals not to be allowed to be given any kind of status here. We are hearing, we're not certain about this, that they now have Nigerian passports. They're now allowed to thrive and do business here when they are wanted in their own country in this purpose.
So, you see, Nigeria is indeed a company. Exactly, you know. So Malami's ministry was harboring and giving oil blocks to Indians who are wanted. You know, these are, when you hear this kind of thing, you know, to separate ourselves, you can understand why we first need to get involved in our governance. Before we can achieve Yoruba nation, we need to get involved in our governance to participate in that process and then force the process to give us a referendum. That is what we must do. That's the steps we have to take collectively. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying here. To just say to people, yeah, Yoruba nation now. Hey, somebody has said, you know, okay, we're free. That doesn't make it, that's not how we get it. We have to consistently work together, involved in our local government, and begin to hold them to account. Now, once we do that, it now makes sure, and we teach ourselves that. And that's why I do something which I'm going to bring up here now again. It's because it's really important that we understand that, and we need to change the mindset that we how we approach things going forward. A second, please. Let me just see if I can get this here. Okay. I want to thank those of you who have joined us and who will watch later on. Please don't forget, if you are watching, subscribe to Citizen Network, hit notification button, and of course give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate your support. So here we go. Here it's this one. Okay, so now so that's going to come up in a minute. Please do share as you're watching. So now, this is what we need to do now. Please keep in mind, this is the goal. This is the goal we want. Our goal is here, to get to Yoruba nation. But to get there, we need to use the tools we have within this constitution to give us the powers to hold those in office to account. They hold all the levers. Without us participating, we will continue to just chase our tail and we will not go and achieve anything. With Yoruba nation, the only way that I can see peaceful means. And remember, those two, several people that went to Amuludun FM made an announcement that Yoruba Nation is now free based on a letter they said they received from the UN from a guy called Black Lion. That's not how you get a nation. We need to really stop deluding ourselves by and believing in those lies. By participating on ground like this, using Section 14(2)(a) within the Constitution, we know it's flawed. We want to go. But using Section 14(2)(a) to hold your government to account, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this Constitution, derives all its powers and authority. 14(2)(a), 14(2)(c). The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. This again shows you what can be done, and by combining these powers that are within that flawed 1999 Constitution, we can hold these people to account. And we teach each other. This is a message we need to teach to everybody in our primary school. We need that active process whereby we can teach them, okay, you now know this amount here is for Alimosho local government area, that one there. Yeah, that's the full amount, that one. 1034 434 527.19. We don't let them to know all of that in one go. But what I'm saying is, you need to be aware of that yourselves. You need to be aware of that yourselves as citizens. Teach each other. Like, this is how much came out this month. Now, what you now do is you now go as a community together and say, look, this is how much we received last month. Our roads are bad. There's no water. There's no light. There's no roads. There's no schools. There's no bridges. There's no healthcare. There's no security. So here's what we want to do to make our lives easier. We want our roads done, and you now go with that information to that local government area and you show them that that's how much they received last month, and that is what we need to do collectively. So that's what I wanted to bring on board today and talk about. The subsidy issue, it's not going to change. Whether you agree or disagree or like it or don't like it, that's not going to change it. What will change it is we begin to work collectively together to hold our governance to account. And that's what I really want to emphasize in this discussion. It's holding them to account. Now that we know that this is how much they got in Lagos. Minute. Yeah, so Alimosho, now that we know that how much you're receiving, there, we now go and actually begin to use that to working our people. We can show them this figure in our community, and like I said, every member of the community must be a member of the local community association, and be active monitoring the lack of infrastructure in your community, the no roads, the water light, the schools, the bridges, and all of that. You need to get involved in that process, and that is what I'm really trying to drive home. Please do share this podcast. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. It's to empower us and not be deluded by someone just saying, Yoruba Nation now. Yes, we got it. We're getting it tomorrow. No, we can't get it tomorrow. We don't have a roadmap to Yoruba Nation right now. What we do have, yes, we have ideas, we have different things, and also meeting of minds among those of us in Yoruba Nation to go forward. Not everybody will agree, but if we can get majority of us to actually have a way whereby they can interact in a way that's collegiate rather than adversarial, winner or stakeholder and everything else, and everybody else falls in place. If we don't change that mentality, we will continue to suffer, collectively. Because they will give some of the people who have got money, they'll give them to be able to say, okay, go and get your healthcare, go and get this. But that money will run out. So they are only in existence through that paycheck that they get from the government. But that's where we come in. We must not let that continue to happen remorselessly. We need to interject by participating in our governance. Section 14(2)(a). Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government, through this constitution, derives all its powers and authority. Section 14(2)(c). The government by the people, the participation of the government, the participation of the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this constitution. These are things that we need to know off head and begin to apply it rapidly in all our communities. Because that information right there, once we can know that off head, that means that we know that sovereignty belongs to us and we begin to collectively exercise it. This is not just a question of, okay, we'll just do this now, or we'll leave that, okay, and we'll come back to it. No, it's a consistent process. It is a consistent process that we must work with till we achieve that. So that's what I really wanted to come and say. Let me see. Is there anything else I wanted to put in? Yes, I wanted to add something more. So we'll come back to this one. So we'll come back to that one.
You started a podcast.
Sorry about that. You don't want that to be happening. So I wanted to put that there so that we understand that it's really important that we begin to hold our governors to account. Many of us are not aware that we have that power to hold them to account, and they're answerable to us. And we're trying to change our mindset. And it's been designed, that system has been designed that way to keep us psychologically depressed so they can do as they please. Well, we're here to change that. And I'm hoping that no excuses, that we all join hands, subscribe to hit the notification button, give us a thumbs up, spread this message, let it reach more people. The cost of food, travel, and petrol is totally out of control, because of the impact of the fuel subsidy being removed. It's one thing, yes, fine, they could have removed it, but they had enough time to have planned something else to make sure to alleviate the pains of the citizens. And that is what has not happened. So, I suppose to just look at that and understand that what we're saying, if we're just saying Yoruba Nation and we're not addressing this fuel thing that is hitting the pocket of our citizens, it's hitting their pockets. And that means that they're not able to, they're having to decide, do I eat or do I buy fuel, fuel in the, sort of kerosene in the house to survive? These are, my people, we need to take a lot of collective action together. And I can only hope that we are listening and we're taking this on board. Let me do one more thing I wanted to show you. There's one more thing I wanted to show you before we wrap it up. So it's not about, for me, I don't necessarily think that it's, I think we have to really look at things and understand that it's not going to work in the manner in which we think it is, whereby professor will now make a pronouncement and they will have to comply. No, we are still in contraption Nigeria, whether we like it. We're still in Nigeria. And we have to follow the laws of Nigeria, which is another thing I want to say. We have to follow that. And we have to walk within those laws. And those of our people who are still in Nigeria, even though we want them to walk towards Yoruba Nation, they have to first follow that law within contraption within Nigeria. And that is one of the things that we have to really begin to explain to our people. So when we talk about let's look at things from a different angle. It doesn't mean that we agree that money should be looted and cut away and somebody and given a night. No, it means that we have to look at practicality of how we engage and fund things using the resources that we have, and not allow these people to bully us and silence us. This fuel prices now, this because we have been silent for so long. That's why they're able to do what they're doing. But what I want to do, of course, is to help us raise more, awareness about this. So I'll be coming up and talking more about it at length. I'm trying to still build the platform. We need more people to join us because Facebook are just they're just playing. And I really think it's time for us to really migrate completely to YouTube and TikTok and others, which is what we're doing. But we'll get there slowly. But thank you so much. I hope you found this beneficial. Let me just check one more thing before I go. Yes, sorry, I was going to check something. I remember now. Sorry about that. So let me see if I can find one more. Not that one. So I'm trying to find you the last one again. Yeah. No, I'm not going to play it. Yes, let's play. I want you to listen to this one. Listen to this one by Chetima. I mean, it is perplexing that the government that swore to protect the people now making excuses. Oh, it's because of somebody else. Somebody. Who are these people who are in the cabal? Who are they? They can't be bigger than the government. End of story. They cannot. So here we go.
The oil scam cabal is a very, very powerful cabal.
You see now?
That are dangerously loaded, and they will go out of their way to undermine this great initiative by Mr. President. I will urge our colleagues, our governors, to really rally around the President and see to it that we call up the bluff of all the machinations.
You see?
That will be unleashed on the polity in the coming weeks.
Call off the bluff of all the machinations. But you're in government. That shouldn't be a problem,
Some will certainly resist this decision. But even now, oil is going for 740 naira.
You see?
Per liter in Togo.
You see now?
Cameroon had to close down their refinery because of cheap oil coming in from Nigeria. So there is a need.
And how did it get there? How did it get there?
This beautiful decision by the President, because it's for the good of our economy. Our economy is in a very, very bad shape.
And how did it get there?
Rid of the oil subsidy, or the oil subsidy gets rid of the Nigerian nation. That's how bad things are. So I just want to reiterate that let us rally around Mr. President. Let us not budge. Let us be resilient. Let us stand our ground and see that these two decisions, the collapse of the multiple exchange rates that has fueled a parallel market of corruption, and the fuel subsidy scam. Thank you very much.
So there you go. These are more evidence of what I'm saying here, and I'm hoping that people will really key in on that and use it as a way to drive, this forward. Yoruba Nation must continue. I'm here to say it categorically. Yoruba Nation must continue. And I saw some posts today. People are really angry at me for saying Yoruba. When I said in the post that Tobi Amusa, a Yoruba woman, she broke another record, and they said, no, Yoruba Nation, that's tribalism. No, we want Yoruba Nation. The reason why we want Yoruba Nation is because Nigeria has failed and continues to fail us. And we have every right to go forward for it. So I just wanted to just reiterate that. Let me make that smaller and go back to this one here. I want to show you. There we go. I'm going to show you what I mean. And I'll show you some things now, if I'm allowed. So there you go. So this is what I wrote. Listen, breaking, Tobi Amusan, Yoruba woman, Nigeria's world athletic record holder, Tobi Amusan, clocks 12.57 seconds at the Racers Grand Prix in 2023 in Jamaica to win the women's hurdles. And people really got upset. So let me read you one such. If I can find it. People really got upset. But keep in mind, please, when I'm saying, Nigeria, I'm being practical. I want Yoruba Nation. There is nothing more that I want than Yoruba Nation. But we cannot achieve Yoruba Nation at this point in time because of the divisions among us and everything else. We cannot. And also, we have to understand that we have to be engaged in the process. Without engaging in that process, we cannot hope to even, build, to achieve Yoruba Nation. So that's the thing I keep talking about when I talk about this. Yes, celebrate her, and I'm saying a Yoruba woman because that's before she's a Nigerian, she's a Yoruba woman. Before you're an Igbo, before you're a Yoruba man, you're a Biafran or Igbo. Before you're a Middle Beltan, before you're a Nigerian, you're a Middle Beltan because those areas were the land of your ancestors, and you were called different names. And that is why we're saying what we're saying. Incidentally, many people are not aware of this. Tribalism was actually an invention by the colonial powers. They decided Tutsi and Hutsis. They want actually those nations. They were created to divide the people and force them to to turn on each other. And these are the things we need to drop. We need to drop this this colonial mentality of everything that's done by colonials is the right thing and everything we do is wrong and everything else. It's very, very wrong, and that informs our thinking, and we sort of toss things that are very, very important to us away, and how we do things. Also, I want to take this time to say rest well Mama Ataido. She passed away. I think she was 83 years old. She'd been in the struggle for freedom of Yorubas and Igbos and Ghanaians and all of that. She's been involved for the whole of Africa. She's written amazing books. So I wanted to state that. But let's go here and read a bit more. Now, it says here, Felix Ogene Nyore Ogerugwe. Are you tribal or what? She represents Nigeria, for God's sake. Congratulations to our dear Tobi Damuso. Of course she represents Nigeria, but she's first a Yoruba person. That's what I'm saying. She is first a Yoruba person. And in view of the fact of the fuel scarcity and the oppression of our people, we need to make sure the people remember who they are. And that's not about dividing. The government themselves have divided the nation by looting and siphoning away for 8 years fuel subsidy. They looted it, and none of us has actually questioned them about it. And these are the kind of things we're talking about, So please, I don't want you to think I'm when I talk about this that I've forgotten Yoruba Nation. No, I'm for Yoruba Nation 100%, and that's the thing that we need to really focus on. So I when people come and attack, and I'm like, whoa, there's no need for attack. You're preaching to the converted on this issue. But what we need to do is we have to realize that right now, when the funds and things run out and everything else and all of that, we have to be very, very clear of what steps we can take to actually free ourselves. And these are the things we're talking about, So someone here is Olu Oshilaja. We can see our name already, tribal bigot. These are not what we're saying. I'm for Yoruba Nation. But people seem to take this at really, and come at me and think I'm trying to ditch Yoruba Nation. I'm not. But what I'm saying is that and that's why that topic is there at the beginning. Again, talking about it from this point of view. I hope you can see what I'm saying, or at least it makes some sense to you. You may not agree with it, but that's how I'm seeing it. I'm not saying it to try and just come and, be relevant or whatever else one can put it. That's not what it's about. It's about trying to really look at what can be best achieved, and that is one of the things that I keep trying to reiterate, and I'm hoping that, it will make sense over time. So, like I said, that picture speaks volumes. The mousetrap, to make sure that before you get to the subsidy, that you end up you don't get the benefit from it because of the obstacles that have been put in your way as a citizen. That's why you're not getting good roads, water, light, school, bridges, healthcare, safety and security, and so on and so forth. You need to participate on your governance on a daily basis. So let me put this up here. That's not it. Sorry, this one. So we're just gonna go. I'm just trying to show you this thing. So this is for December. So so far they've not released January to March. So we're gonna try and see if they release that at some point. So you have Ogun State here. Ogun State now they have okay. So this is what you'll see now on there. You will see that they have monthly allocations that can be used to hold our governors to account. And of course, you need to use that constitution. Make sure that everybody has a copy of that constitution in their books and whatever they do on a daily basis. They need to have that information so that they can actually share it with people. This year, they need that information. We need to encourage our people to continue to speak truth to power, hold our governors to account. It is quite frustrating, all of this. Yesterday was fun to see. I was at the day before yesterday. I was at the Burna Boy concert. It was well worth watching, and it was good. I'll see if I can post. I think I posted one video. I think about that. because it's good to have a little bit of fun sometimes. But our focus still remains, of course, our collective effort in achieving Yoruba Nation. We need to work together to achieve that. It is without us working together, we can't achieve it. And of course, through working together, it means that we now begin to teach our people about how to hold their governance to account by participating in the governance. And once they get used to that, they can go forward and ask for self-determination referendum, which is what we need. So these are things that I'm hoping that by talking about it, it would enthuse us and make us really want to go forward and actually go for Yoruba Nation. But there is a certain way we have to go with it. We cannot just go at it direct and say, oh, I want Yoruba Nation. Please, those of you joining us, if you're joining for the first time, please subscribe to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We're trying to show you the kind of issues that we're facing as a nation, and that is actually impacting things. But we are hoping that, we can use those powers within the Constitution to achieve self-determination, which is what we want. That is what we want above all else. So I wonder if somebody wants to call in. I'm going to see if I can put the number on the screen on here. I'll put the screen number here. So call in on. Let me put it on here because I'm going to do this here. You can call in on. Let me just go that so that we can do that now. You can call Susan AY. So let me just put that here so you can see that now. So I hope it works now. Okay, so we're going to pin that up. So if you do want to call in, you can, of course, call in. So I pinned that up. The reason I'm trying to do that is because we need to find out ideas. If you do have ideas as to how you think we can achieve Yoruba Nation, then let's do so. Let's get that working. Let's get people to be on board. Let us, where is it? Because it's really important that we come up with ideas and suggestions around these issues that we collectively face, because it's really not we're not really going to go forward unless we address the issues that we face collectively. We really need to do that. So in short, that's what I wanted to come here to talk about today. What are your thoughts? How did you see it? What do you think? Yoruba Nation needs us to be able to encourage our people to practice and get used to the democratic process through holding to account the current governance they have, through ensuring that the governance are going to answer all the questions, and they continue to hold them to account, monitor where the funds are going collectively. Those are the kind of things I think we need to do. So anyway, I can't see that now. I think that's about over an hour and a bit now. I will be back later on, but I wanted to talk about this, and I may still talk about it again. But the idea is to give us a rough idea of what to expect. So, like I said, this is what you want to do. Sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government through the Constitution derives all its powers and authority. 1. The participation by the people in the government shall be in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. Number 2, those two will combine together and begin to hold all our elected officials to account. That is the only way I think we can achieve and birth Yoruba Nation. By participating in that process, if we understand and we get ourselves ready for when we now get Yoruba Nation, people will now know what to do. Whereas if they go in now, I'm not saying we shouldn't, but the reality is that people are going to be exploited, and that's what we don't want. And like I said, last year, just in December last year, 2022, Alimoshogo 1.034, 434 point something. So that's a lot of money. So please, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Season by the platform where we speak truth to power. If you do want to share the broadcast, please do go ahead and share. What I will do is if I don't, I'll probably wrap this up now and come back later on. I just wanted to make sure that we understood how important it is for us that even though we may feel that no, we have to go for Yoruba Nation, the role that we're going to play in getting and in ensuring that the Constitution of Nigeria is actually improved for our lot, to be able to get a better quality of life through our active participation of governance. Once we understand that and we begin to take the steps, it will change the mindset completely. And that is what we need to get to. Yeah, I hope you found it useful. So we'll watch this space. Apparently, there might be a strike on Wednesday, and also we had some of the chieftaincy of PDP, or I think APC. Let me see. I think it's APC. Let me just check that again. Jonathan, sorry, I can find it. No, I can't find it. I'll come back to it anyway. So, in closing, I just want to just say a big, huge thank you to you all. I'll come back and do more broadcasts and talk about this. Just wanted to reach people. Please do help us subscribe, hit the notification button, and of course, give us a thumbs up. We need to reach more and more people. The more we do that, the more the algorithm will help us to reach more people and be able to get, higher quality broadcasts as well. But, your help and support is very much needed in this process. Let us continue. We mustn't rest. We will push on and do try and come back in a little while. So let me see. Is anybody calling there? What? Sorry, I'm just hearing something now. 1 second. I just saw something that's flashed across my screen. So let me read that now. Let me just check. Sorry. The news is coming so fast. I have to watch it to make sure I understand it. 1 second. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oof, it's going so fast. I can hardly get there. Okay. So anyway, we'll come back to that. So let me just check. So I think what I'll probably do is I'll wrap it up here. I'm going to come back again as and when I'm able, but I definitely want to, progress this discussion and make us understand that everything that we're talking about now has to be about making sure that our people get a fair price for the resources, for their God-given resources, and insisting that we have the refineries working. I mean, it is sad. But anyway, thank you for watching. You've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. When you get the broadcast, please do share, and share. Help us reach more people. You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Leave a comment. What do you think about, the actions that we should take, the steps we propose that we should take? Leave your comments, and I will come back and talk later on. Thank you for watching. You've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak